Hello, December 12, 2025. NBC reported yesterday that President Trump signed an executive order that would limit state regulation of artificial intelligence by instead establishing a pretty light touch federal framework and pressuring states that try to adopt stricter AI rules. And anyway, the idea here is we're in an AI race with China. And it's super important that we win that race, according to the Trump administration. So this is pretty significant action. It is executive order, not congressional action, that basically directs the Department of Justice to create an AI litigation task force, and their sole responsibility is to challenge state AI laws that clash with the current executive branch's vision for a light touch regulation. As a side note, the order also instructs the Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, to identify existing state laws that that do what they call woke AI and to challenge those laws as well, or at least identify them. But getting back to the main thing, the idea of a federal AI law. So a few things. I mean, you're going to hear a lot about whether this is good politics or good policy. But you know, it's one of those cases of strange bedfellows, and we've seen this before because we've got the state's police power on one hand, and we've got what we call the Dormant Commerce Clause or federal preemption, either of those, on the other hand. And what's interesting about this is you'll find people lining up on either side of that issue, depending basically on what result they want. We've seen that with cannabis regulation. We've seen that with gun control. And now we're going to see it with AI. And we could talk a lot more about that, but I want to get to the guts of the AI issue. So the legal tension here is, number one, is this something that should be federally preempted? Because keep in mind, this is the executive branch. Congress has not passed a statute. This is the executive branch, which typically cannot preempt state laws. Secondly, it may be challenged on grounds that it's overly broad, that there's no statutory authority. We'll see. And then on the state side, their argument's going to be, look, this is just traditional police power. We're just protecting the safety of our residents. And California has already gone quite a ways down that road. Colorado has also been sort of at the front of state regulation of certain types of AI. California is focused on safety. Colorado is focused on content. So, you know, it's interesting. Every week I get an email from the attorney. I'm on a mailing list from the Attorney General's office in California, and it just goes through all the litigation California's got going on with the Trump administration. In fact, we shouldn't even call it the Attorney General's office anymore. We should call it the Trump Litigation Office, because that seems to be their major focus. Well, this is going to really up the stakes, because this will definitely get played out in court. In fact, that's the intention here, is that the Department of Justice would challenge these laws in court. So we shall see. But my own take on this is that this is a very bold action. Obviously, this is the pro side of this argument sees the AI race with China as being a super important thing and can't be left to restrictive or overly restricted regulation. We have to win this race. And and obviously the other side of the argument sees it differently, as discussed. But we shall see how this plays out. I think what's going to happen, because this is such a bold action, it feels to me, and just watching this administration in the past, it feels to me like this is just a negotiation tactic. And I'm a corporate lawyer, I'm not a litigator, but we see that in the law practice all the time, where people like me will use litigation as a negotiation tool. And I feel like this is setting the stage to use litigation as a negotiation tool to get a comprehensive federal AI policy. Now, the bill has additional tools. It allows the withholding of federal funding for states that are non-compliant. But again, that's all going to get sorted out in court. So stay tuned. Interesting developments. Roger Royce, 10,000 Startups.